Cheers, everybody. Welcome to one of them videos I do every week. I put out a question to you lot out there, praying that you'll answer, and I'll do a video reaction to it. This week's question was cheers, everyone. Hope you're all keeping well. Sincerely, I hope you are keeping well. For my next video, I want to know what is your favourite German beer? Now, out of everything I put out so far up to this point, I think this is the hardest. And the reason why I think it's the hardest is the consistency of German beer overall. Yes, you may think German beer culture is limited to certain styles, and I have to agree with you to that point of view. But the quality of their beer, for me, is pretty much unmatched in a way. We can talk about Belgium, we can talk about their styles of beer. They have a few styles of beer. For me, them styles are kind of like connected to Belgium alone. I can't see a Belgian brewery doing a lager which would compete with a German brewery doing a lager, if you know what I mean. And when you come to us to the UK, there is certain beers we do well on, but overall, we haven't got the consistency what the Germans have. So for me to put this comment out, I've got some answers. I'm gonna go through them all because thank you again, everybody, for giving me the answers. But um, it's a hard one. It really is a hard one. I've done some fantastic beers, German beers on this channel. Uh, the other beer reviewers who have commented on this will most probably testify as well. They have done some brilliant German beers on their channels. So for me, I think it's I honestly think it's the toughest question, one of the toughest questions you could put out there for everybody to answer. So we're gonna go to the earliest answers. So the first person to answer my question, what is your favourite German beer, is Beer Dad's Reviews. Check him out. Check out his channel. Great reviewer, brilliant reviewer. He has said Hackashaw Keller beer. I have had that. I remember picking that up from M&S. Yeah, Keller beer, great style, unpasteurized style of beer, full of flavour, love it. I know where you're coming from with that answer. Yeah, gets a thumbs up from me. Cheers for answering. Then Dean's beer reviews for me. Cheers, mate, Dean, if you're watching this. For me, it's thrown a bit of a curveball. He has answered said Weltenberger Assam Bock. For me, that's a bit of a curveball. That is a beer I actually have reviewed and really enjoyed. I know where you're coming from with that, Dean. That is one where a beer which would not grab people's attention in a way. It's a beer which it's a sly one. It's one what it's a sly baseball bowl. It's a sly. It's a sneaky one. But if you've had the beer, you know it's a good one. Cheers, team, for that. Simo's commented. Cheers, mate. Cheers for commenting. He says Augustina Edelstoff. Yes, I've had that. Great beer. To be honest, Simo, every beer Augustina have done, I've really enjoyed. which makes it so hard to pick a good one, in my view, because the consistency of Augustina is fantastic. Um, I haven't watched it yet. I know Baz, all the beer no idea, has put up the Augustina pills, so we'll check that out. Cheers again, Simo. Christopher Cooper 6283 has said Paulana Munich Hell or Hofbau Original. Great beers. Great beers. I don't know if Tesco's still doing the Paulana. Brilliant beer. Brilliant beer. Love it. Hofbau again. Brilliant stuff. This is what makes it hard. The consistency of their beers is phenomenal in Germany. Brilliant. So, yeah, gets a thumbs up for me. Ginger Yeti Road Beers. It says anything from Schenkerla. Now, that is controversial because obviously Schenkerla are smoke beers. Not everybody likes smoke beers. I'm a massive fan of smoke beers. And one of Schenkerla's beers is actually one of my favourite beers of all time. Yeah, totally get where you're coming from with that. Brilliant stuff, mate. Neil Oldfield, 8661, says Hofbrau. Yeah, again, Hofbrau. Consistency is the key with them. Brilliant stuff. Aaron Miller, 1609, says Augustina Hells, without a doubt. Brilliant lager. Again, Germany don't push out the boat with styles, but when you think of lagers, you think of, double box, Dunkels, Germany. They know what they're doing. They know what they like and they know what they're doing. Valiant says Schenkerla Unfiltered Hells is my pick. In fact, anything from them. Andex are world class. Every brewery people putting up in these comments, you can't dispute because, you can go Rothaus, Andex, you can go Schenkerla, Hofbrau, you can go on forever. You can't dispute that they don't produce fantastic beer. So, yeah. The wheat ale guy says there are so many great ones, but I was given the choice for the rest of my life. I choose Feinster Stefana Hefeweizen. Brilliant beer. That beer for me is, look back, I want to re-review that, to be honest, because that beer is a pivotal beer for me on this channel. Means a lot to me personally. It was the first proper beer I ever tasted prior to this channel after watching the great Terry K. And yes, it means a lot. Brilliant beer. Totally agree with you, mate. Luke Chelsea says Augustina Hells. Brilliant lager. Lee is the only one out of the comments that says, "Core, that's a tough one." And it is. Schenkerla Urbock, brilliant. In my probably top 3 of all time, lager-wise. Java, Pilsner. Yeah, I know where you're coming from with that. Getting back to it, what do I think? German beers. If you like lagers, you're spoiled for choice. There's no wrong answer with German beer. There isn't. There really isn't. And from a beer perspective, it's a brilliant way to be. To have somebody turn around and say, "I like that," and you can't say, "Well, no, you're wrong. That's shit and that's shit." You can't. German beer, Germany as a country, fascinating country, to be honest. Never been there. Love to go there. Coming to the beer side of things, the lagers, the double box, the Dunkels, for me, best in the world. What do I think? My personal opinions of German beer. I have German beer for me on this channel. To be honest, I have been surprised every time I've cracked open a German beer of how good it's been. There's been a couple of German beers which really do stand out. A couple of German beers which think, wow, yeah, love it. Um, but overall, German beer has been absolutely a godsend for me because it's given me faith in beer overall. And when you get a good German beer, wow. So my favourite German beers, I'm waffling on and I. My favourite German beers for me, there's a two or three that have really stood out for me. Augustina Oktoberfest beer last year's was brilliant. Absolutely adored it. Um, Schneider Weiss Eisbock, another favourite of mine. Loved it. Brilliant stuff. And Schenkerler's Ike Double Bock. Absolutely phenomenal. I want to pick that up again, do a re-review of it because that is another German beer that absolutely blew me away in the review. Um, the good thing about beer reviewing is sometimes when you crack that, cap open on the bottle, sometimes you do get taken away with how good the beer is. For me, Schenkerler Ike was the one what really blew my mind. Brilliant stuff. Again, thank you so much for replying to that. I will put another one up every week this year. I said to myself for the next year, this year, I'm gonna put up something every week for you to answer to. Love getting to know you all. Love to getting to know your favourite German beers. It's brilliant stuff. See you all on another one. Cheers. Bib bib.